So welcome back dear friends to our channel. Today we will talk about how Uttar Pradesh state was formed and how it came in its present shape. But before we have to know a little bit geography of Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is a fertile plain area which is situated at the western half of Ganga River basin. Himalayas are situated north of it. Central highlands are situated south of it. But Uttar Pradesh is not a single geographical unit. Uttar Pradesh comprises of many geographical regions like Kurudesh, Brajdesh, Awadh, Purvanchal or Bhojpur, and Bundelkhand. How Uttar Pradesh was found by joining all these different geographical regions and how many times the name of Uttar Pradesh was changed, we will come to know through this video. Uttar Pradesh was never like what you see today. Uttar Pradesh boundaries were always changing. To know how did Uttar Pradesh emerge in its present shape, we will have to go back in history. Till 1700, Mughals had conquered much area of India, and at the time of Mughals, Uttar Pradesh was divided into four provinces, namely the Delhi Suba, Agra Suba, Allahabad Suba, and Awadh Suba. Delhi Province or Delhi Suba included western Uttar Pradesh along with Haryana. Agra Suba had few parts of Uttar Pradesh along with some parts of present eastern Rajasthan and the northern part of present Madhya Pradesh like Gwalior and Guna. Allahabad Suba had few parts of present Uttar Pradesh along with kingdom like Orcha, Panna and Rewa as its subordinate, which at present are located in the Madhya Pradesh state of India. Awadh Suba majorly had central part of present Uttar Pradesh. So in order to understand the modern history of Uttar Pradesh, we not only have to study modern history of present Uttar Pradesh, but also we have to study the contemporary history of these adjoining areas because of connection with each other. I would like to remind you all to switch the video to high picture quality from the settings option. So now let's start the video. So as you know, till 1700 Mughals had captured much area of India and Uttar Pradesh was also included in it, which was divided into Delhi Suba, Allahabad Suba, Awadh Suba and Agra Suba. After the death of Mughal king Aurangzeb in 1707, decline of Mughal empire started. In 1720, Chhattisgarh Bundela of Panna kingdom captured Jalaun from Mughals, which Mughals captured from them in 1690s. In 1722, Chhattisgarh Bundela of Panna overran Jhansi and Lalitpur from Odisha kingdom. In same year, Sadat Khan became governor of Awadh Suba and he declared himself de facto independent from Mughals. Rajput kingdom also became somewhat independent at that time. Raja Badan Singh Jat of Bharatpur declared himself independent in 1723. In 1724, after the Battle of Shakkarkheda, Nizam of South India also got independent from Mughals. In 1727, Mughal king ordered Muhammad Bangash, governor of Allahabad Suba, to attack on Bundelkhand. In 1728, our Nawab established his supremacy over Banaras, Jaunpur, Mirzapur, Ghazipur and Azamgarh area. In 1728, Muhammad Bangash of Allahabad overran Jalaun, Jhansi, Lalitpur from Panna kingdom. After that, Chhattisgarh Bundela of Panna kingdom asked for help from Peshwa Bajirao of Marathas, who had recently conquered Gujarat and Malwa area from Mughals. Peshwa Bajirao accepted his request and in 1729 he defeated Muhammad Bangash at the Battle of Jaipur 1729. After that, Chhattisgarh Bundela of Panna kingdom recovered Jalaun, Jhansi and Lalitpur and he promised to give one-third of his territories to Peshwa Bajirao after his death. In 1727, Chhattisgarh Bundela of Panna died and his kingdom was partitioned into three parts. As promised earlier, Marathas got Jalaun, Jhansi, Lalitpur, Sagar and Damoh area from Bundelas. Rest of the kingdom was divided between two sons of Chhattisgarh Bundela, namely Harde Shah and Jagat Raj. Harde Shah got Panna, whereas Jagat Raj got Jaipur state. In 1737, Ali Muhammad Khan is appointed as the Nawab of Onla. In 1737, Marathas under Peshwa Bajirao attacked Delhi and after that he defeats Nawab of Bhopal and Nizam at the Battle of Bhopal 1737. In 1739, Nadir Shah, king of Iran, invaded India and looted Delhi. He took Kohinoor diamond and peacock throne along with him to Iran. In 1740, Nawab of Awadh granted zamindari sanad of Banaras, Jaunpur and Mirzapur to Balwant Singh. Some other people are appointed as zamindar of Ghazipur and Azamgarh. From Afghanistan, many Rohillas started settling in Kater area near Onla. In 1742, Mughal king ordered Raja Harnand, zamindar of Muradabad, and Abdun Nabi, Nawab of Bareilly, to expel out Rohillas from Kater area. But in 1742, Ali Muhammad Khan of Onla defeated and killed both Raja Harnand of Muradabad and Abdun Nabi of Bareilly, and he seized the area of Bareilly, Rampur, Muradabad, Amroha, Sambhal and Bijnor, and he was then declared Nawab of Rohilkhand or Kater. In 1743, Ali Muhammad Khan conquered Trai region from the Kumaon kingdom. In 1743, Nawab of Awadh established his supremacy over Allahabad and Kara area. Up till then, Muhammad Bangash had become Nawab of Firukabad and he was succeeded by Kaim Khan, his son. In 1746, Ali Muhammad Khan had some issue with Wazir of Delhi, so he was imprisoned and some other person was made Nawab of Rohilkhand. After some time, his two sons were made prisoners and in return he was released. In 1748, Ali Muhammad Khan returned and he recaptured his lost area and once again became Nawab of Rohilkhand and established semi-independent kingdom of Rohilkhand. When Ali Muhammad Khan was recapturing his areas, Najib-ud-Dawla was also with him. Ali Muhammad Khan recognized the talent of Najib-ud-Dawla and gave him Jagir at Bijnor area. In 1748, Ali Muhammad Khan died and he was succeeded by his youngest son Faizullah under the regency of Hafiz Rahmat Khan. Nawab of Awadh wanted to crush his old enemy Nawab of Firukabad. He told Firukabad Nawab that if he will defeat Rohillas, then he will be made Nawab of Rohilkhand. So Kaim Khan, the Nawab of Firukabad, in 1748 fought the battle near Budayu with Rohillas, in which he was defeated and killed. As a result, Rohillas captured Pilbhit and Shahjahanpur from Nawab of Firukabad. In 1749, Nawab of Awadh captured Firukabad. Ahmad Khan Bangash, brother of Kaim Khan, being unhappy from Awadh rule over Firukabad, he revolted against Awadh. In 1750, Battle of Khudaganj was fought between Firukabad Nawab and Awadh Nawab, in which Awadh Nawab was defeated. After that, Firukabad was made free from Awadh and Ahmad Khan Bangash became Nawab of Firukabad. In 1752, Treaty of Ahmadiyya-Karar was signed between Mughals and Marathas, according to which Marathas had to save Mughals from foreign invasion. In 1752, Marathas captured Etawah, Sheikhobad area from Nawab of Firukabad. In 1753, after the Battle of Gaseda, Maharaja Surajmal of Bharatpur captured Mathura, Palwal, Nuh and Ballabgarh from Mughals. In 1754, Faiz Ali was made Zamindar of Ghazipur along with Azamgarh. In 1754, Jat king of Gohad captured Gwalior fort. In 1755, Marathas captured Gwalior from the Gohad. In 1757, Balwant Singh of Banaras got Ghazipur and Azamgarh in Zamindari. In 1757, Ahmad Shah Abdali of Afghanistan captured Delhi and Agra Suba from Mughals. In late 1757, Marathas recovered Agra Suba and Delhi Suba. Next year in 1758, Marathas captured Punjab and established Maratha Empire till Peshawar. In 1759, Ahmad Shah Abdali recaptured Punjab and next year in 1760 he reoccupied Delhi and Agra Suba. Next year in 1761, Marathas, in order to save Mughals from Ahmad Shah Abdali, reached Delhi Suba, after which third battle of Panipat was fought between Ahmad Shah Abdali and Marathas, in which Marathas were defeated and went back to Maharashtra. Ahmad Shah Abdali, despite winning the battle, didn't have any profit, so he made Najib-ud-Dawla regent of Mughals of Delhi and Agra and never came to back to Delhi Suba, but Abdali kept Punjab with him only. One thing more I would like to add that Ahmad Shah Abdali granted Etawah and Shikohabad area which was under Marathas to two Rohilas, namely Inayat Khan and Dunde Khan. Same year in 1761, Maharaja Surajmal Jat of Bharatpur captured Agra fort, after which areas like Dholpur, Aligarh, Firozabad, Hathras, Itaha, Kasgarh and Bulandshahr came under his control. In 1762, Maharaja Surajmal captured Rewari, Jhajjar, Gurgaon and Rohtak from Mughals. In 1763, Pahad Singh, grandson of Chhatrasal Bundela, captures Jaipur, and after that Ghumand Singh, ruler of Jaipur, and his brother Kumand Singh struggles to regain kingdom. Actually, Pahad Singh was chacha uncle of Ghumand Singh and Kumand Singh. So after struggle, peace is made, after which Pahad Singh remains ruler of Jaipur and he gives Banda and Ajaygarh to Ghumand Singh, whereas Kumand Singh gets Charkadi. In late 1763, Battle of Hindon is fought between Maharaja Surajmal of Bharatpur and Najib-ud-Daulah, the regent of Mughals. In this battle, Maharaja Surajmal of Bharatpur is shot dead. After that, Jats had to give up areas like Rohtak, Jhajjar and Gurgaon. In 1764, Battle of Buxar is fought between British and the Triple Alliance of Mughals, Awadh Nawab and Bengal Nawab. As a result, Britishers defeated Triple Alliance of Mughal, Awadh Nawab and Bengal Nawab. In 1765, Treaty of Allahabad was signed between Awadh Nawab and Britishers, according to which Awadh Nawab had to become ally of Britishers. Awadh Nawab had to cede Allahabad and Kara areas to British for the maintenance of Mughal Emperor Shah Alam by Britishers. Balwant Singh to remain Zamindar of Banaras, Jaunpur, Ghazipur, Mirzapur, and he has to give revenue to the Britishers. But this area of Banaras remained in state of loose control between Awadh and British for the next 10 years. It was not clear that who had more right over these Banaras areas. In 1765, after the death of Pahad Singh of Jaipur, his kingdom was divided between his two sons. The elder son got Jaipur, whereas younger son got Sarila kingdom. In same year 1765, Ghumand Singh of Banda gives his chacha uncle Bir Singh Jagir of Bijawar, where in 1769 Bir Singh declares himself independent. In 1770, Najib-ud-Daulah, the regent of Mughals, died, and then his son Zabita Khan became the regent of Mughals. In same year, in 1770, Marathas captured Etawah Shikohabad area from Rohilas. Then in same year, in 1770, Marathas overran central Ganga Yamuna Doab area around Agra from Jats. After that, Marathas captured Dilli Suba from Zabita Khan, new regent of Mughals, and they imprisoned him. In 1771, Marathas somehow convinced Mughal king Shah Alam and brought him back to Delhi from Allahabad. So now Mahaji Shinde, the Maratha leader, became the regent of Mughals. Same year in 1771, somehow Azamgarh came under direct control of Awadh Nawab. In 1772, Marathas destroyed Rohilkhand. Rohilas asked for help from Awadh Nawab, and in return, Rohilas promised to give 40 lakhs to Awadh Nawab. In March 1773, there was Ramgarh standoff between Maratha army and combined army of Awadh Nawab and British, but none of the side won or lost this standoff. After this standoff, Marathas had to go back to south because of ongoing war for Peshwaship in Maharashtra. As soon as Marathas went back to south, Jad Raja Bharatpur reoccupied Agra and its nearby territories. In same year, in 1773, Mirza Najaf Khan became the regent of Mughals. In October 1773, Battle of Dankor was fought between Maharaja Naval Singh of Bharatpur and Mirza Najaf Khan, the regent of Mughals, after which Mughals defeated Jat king and captured Nuh, Palwal, Ballabgarh, Bulandshahr and Aligarh area from Jats. In December 1773, Battle of Barsana was fought between Maharaja Naval Singh of Bharatpur and Mirza Najaf Khan, the regent of Mughals, after which Mughals defeated Jat king and they captured Agra, Mathura, Dholpur, Firozabad, Itaha, Hathras and Kasganj area. At same time, Awadh Nawab captured Etawah Shikawabad area from Marathas and made Farrukhabad its subordinate. Now Rohilas were refusing to pay 40 lakhs which they promised to pay to Awadh Nawab for protection. So Battle of Mithanpur Katra of 1774 was fought between Rohilas and Awadh British alliance, after which Rohilas were defeated and Rohilkhand was annexed to Awadh kingdom. After the Treaty of Lal Dang 1774, Rohilas were given Jagir of Rampur under Awadh and British control. In 1775, Awadh Nawab purchased Allahabad and Kara area from Britishers, and in return they ceded Banaras Jagir of Balwant Singh to Britishers completely, which was earlier under loose control of both British and Awadh. In 1779, Raja Anirudh Singh of Panna dies, and then there is interregnum for next 5 years. During the first Anglo-Maratha War in 1780, Jat, king of Godh, captured Gwalior with the help of Britishers. In 1781, Guman Singh died, and his son became Raja of Banda under regency of Noni Arjun Singh. In 1781, Raja Chet Singh of Banaras is deposed by Britishers, and he was succeeded by his son Mahib Narayan Singh. And after that, Jaunpur, Mirzapur, Ghazipur, and the city of Banaras were snatched from him, and they were merged with the Bengal Province of British Empire. Banaras assembly was after that they were restricted to Badoi and Chakki areas only. In 1783, Mahaji Shinde, the Maratha leader, got Gwalior back, and Jat, king of Godh, surrendered. In 1783, Mirza Najaf Khan, the regent of Mughals, died. Next year, in 1784, Marathas again moved towards north, and Maratha leader Mahaji Shinde became the regent of Mughals. After that, Mughals ceded the area of Delhi and Agra Suba to Marathas, and after that, Mughals remained restricted in Delhi city. In 1785, interregnum for Panna state was over. So after that, Dokhal Singh became new king of Panna kingdom, whereas his brother Sorne Shah established independent empire at Chhatarpur. In 1787, Ghulam Qadir, the grandson of Najib-ud-Dawla, became powerful. He in 1787 captured Delhi Suba and Agra Suba. He blinded Mughal king Shah Alam and forced his women to dance naked. Shah Alam asked Marathas for help. Marathas captured Ghulam Qadir and got him killed. So in 1788, Marathas got their areas back, and Mughals again came under Marathas. In 1790, Gorkha kingdom invaded and captured Kumaon kingdom. In 1791, Ali Bahadur invaded Bundelkhand. He attacked and finished Banda state in 1791. Ali Bahadur then himself became the Nawab of Banda, and all other states of Bundelkhand accepted his supremacy. In 1792, Bhagat Singh, the nephew of Guman Singh of Banda, established independent state at Ajaygarh. Ali Bahadur after that had signed treaty with Peshwa Bajirao II, according to which Peshwa had sovereign rights over all areas conquered by Ali Bahadur in Bundelkhand. In 1792, Bhattis of Sirsa Fatehbad accepted the supremacy of Marathas. In 1797, George Thomas, a Irish Faujdar of Marathas in Haryana, declared himself independent and established his empire in the regions of Haryana and made Hansi as his capital. In 1801, French General Peron of Marathas defeated George Thomas and brought back areas of Haryana under Marathas. In 1801, British demanded arrears of subsidies from Awadh Nawab. Nawab didn't have enough money to pay his arrears or debt. So in place of it, Awadh Nawab ceded his last territory to the Britishers, which included Gorakhpur, Basti, Deodia, Azamgarh, Allahabad, Kara, Etawah, Bareilly, Moradabad, Bijnor, Budaun, Shahjahanpur area, etc. All these areas were merged with Bengal Province of British Empire, whereas Farrukhabad and Rampur became princely states under British Empire. In 1802, Nawab of Firukabad gave its land to Britishers in return of pension. So Firukabad also came directly under Bengal province. In December 1802, Treaty of Versailles was signed between Britishers and Peshwa Bajirao II of Marathas, in which Peshwa Bajirao ceded Bundelkhand area, which was under control of Ali Bahadur, the Banda Nawab. But some Bundela states took time to accept British suzerainty, but some influence of British was there on those Bundela states. In 1803, Gorkhas invaded and captured Garhwal kingdom. Marathas were defeated by Britishers in Second Anglo-Maratha War 1803. So, in December 1803, Treaty of Surji Anjangaon was signed between Britishers and Dattaji Shinde, the Maratha leader of Ujjain and Gwalior. According to this treaty, Dattaji Shinde ceded areas of Haryana, Mughals of Delhi, Saharanpur, Meerut, Agra, Aligarh, Itar, Dholpur and Gwalior to Britishers, and all those areas were merged with Bengal Prince of British Empire. In 1805, Gwalior was returned to Marathas. Gohad king was given area of Dholpur in exchange. So now this Bengal prince had become so large that it was creating administrative problems for British. So Britishers thought of creating a new province. So in 1805, a new prince called Ceded and Conquered Provinces was carved out of Bengal Presidency. The Ceded and Conquered Provinces was called so because it included two types of areas. Number one are areas which are ceded by Awadh Nawab in 1801, and number two are areas conquered from Marathas in 1802 and 1803. So this is how ceded and conquered provinces was formed, and we can say that first name of Uttar Pradesh was ceded and conquered provinces. Though regions of Haryana were also conquered by Britishers from Marathas, but still it was not included in newly formed ceded and conquered provinces. Rather, Haryana region was included in separate Delhi territory made by Britishers. This Delhi territory included princely states made by Britishers for those local Muslims and Hindus who helped British defeating Marathas in the Second Anglo-Maratha War 1803. In 1806, Bharatpur and Dholpur became princely states under British Empire. Up till 1812, all states of Bundelkhand and Bagelkhand had accepted British suzerainty and became princely states under British Empire. This area came to be known as British Bundelkhand, and it was governed from ceded and conquered provinces. In 1814 and 1815, Anglo-Gorkha War was fought between Britishers and Gorkhas, in which Gorkha kingdom was defeated by Britishers. In 1816, Treaty of Sugoli was signed between Britishers and Gorkhas, according to which Gorkha kingdom ceded Shimla, Garhwal and Kumaon region to Britishers. Kumaon area directly came under the British rule, and it was merged with ceded and conquered provinces. Ruler of Teri Garhwal accepted the British suzerainty, and he ceded Dehradun, Pauri, Chamoli and Rudraprayag to Britishers in 1816, which were also merged with ceded and conquered provinces. In 1818, Third Anglo-Maratha War was fought between Marathas and Britishers. As a result, Marathas were defeated by Britishers. Dattaji Shinde, the Maratha leader of Ujjain and Gwalior, he ceded Ajmer to Britishers, and Ajmer in 1818 was merged with ceded and conquered provinces. Peshwa of Marathas ceded Sagar area, and Maratha leader of Nagpur ceded territories lying along Narmada river. Both these territories were merged together, and then Britishers formed Sagar and Narmada territories. In 1834, name of ceded and conquered provinces was changed to Agra Presidency. In 1836, name of Agra Presidency was changed to northwestern provinces. Same year in 1936, Delhi territory and Sagor and Narbada territories were merged with northwestern provinces. So you can see map and say this was the largest extent of Uttar Pradesh in the form of northwestern provinces. In 1840, Jalandhar state was abolished and it was directly merged with northwestern provinces. In 1849, Jaipur state was abolished and it was directly merged with northwestern provinces. In 1853, Jhansi state was abolished and it was directly merged with northwestern provinces. In 1854, princely states of Bundelkhand except Banda were merged with newly formed Central India Agency. Central India Agency was also formed by merging Bhopal Agency, Western Malwa Agency, Bhil Agency and Gwalior Residency, who used to manage local princely states. In year 1857, Great Revolt of 1857 broke out led by Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi. She was supported by Banda Nawab, Delhi Mughals, rulers of small princely states of Haryana and many others. In 1858, revolt was over. State of Banda Nawab was abolished and its territory was merged directly with northwestern provinces. State of Awadh Nawab was also abolished and Awadh was made a separate province of British India. Mughals were removed from the throne of Delhi. In 1858, all those princely states in Haryana or Delhi territory which revolted against British were abolished and their territories were merged directly with northwestern provinces. Later in same year in 1858, British government decided to snatch Delhi territory or Haryana from northwestern provinces and transfer Delhi territory or Haryana to Punjab province in 1858. As northwestern provinces government was not able to control revolt of 1857 in Delhi territory or Haryana. In 1861, Sagor and Narbada territory was detached from the northwestern provinces and it was merged with newly formed central provinces after the abolishing Nagpur Maratha state. In 1871, Ajmer was detached from northwestern provinces and was made a separate chief commissionership. In 1877, Awadh province was abolished and it was directly merged with northwestern provinces. From 1897, demands for making separate province for Gadwali and Kumaoni regions were started. Many offers were placed before Britishers till 1947 related to this demand, but no much attention was given to them. In 1902, Northwestern Provinces was renamed as United Provinces of Agra and Awadh. In 1921, United Provinces of Agra and Awadh was renamed as United Provinces of British India. In 1937, United Provinces of British India was renamed United Provinces. In 1947, United Provinces became part of independent India. Princely states of Tehri Garhwal, Rampur and Banaras joined India and were merged directly with United Provinces. In 1947, few Muslims from United Provinces went to Pakistan and many Sindhi Hindus, Punjabi Hindus and Sikhs from Pakistan settled in United Provinces. In 1950, United Provinces were renamed as the Uttar Pradesh. From 1979, movement for making separate state for Pahadi people of Garhwal and Kumaon region started taking large shape. Many events happened in Uttar Pradesh during this Uttarakhand movement, like Masuri Kand, Rampur Kand, Khatima Kand, etc. Many people sacrificed their life during Uttarakhand movement. Finally, it was declared in 1998 that soon Uttaranchal state will be formed. So, in year 2000, Uttaranchal state was carved out of Uttar Pradesh on linguistic basis, which was renamed as Uttarakhand in 2007. So, this is how Uttar Pradesh came into its present shape. Today, Uttar Pradesh is largest state of India on the basis of population, with around population of 19 crore according to 2011 census. It is estimated that Uttar Pradesh population has reached near 25 crores in past 10 years, and again there is some problem coming in administration of Uttar Pradesh after 200 years, not because of area but population. There is demand of dividing Uttar Pradesh into 5 states, namely Harit Pradesh, Braj Bhumi, Awadh, Purvanchal or Bhojpur, and Bundelkhand. These all 5 areas have different cultures, language or dialects, which hardly match with each other, but socio-linguistically all are counted under Hindi only. So this was all for the today. Now we leave upon you, the audience, to decide what should be done with Uttar Pradesh next. It should be divided into 4 or 5 states, or it should remain as it is. Please comment on your views and don't forget to share our video with your friends. Thanks for watching.